everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Male Perspective. I am your host, Lana Reid, and today, on this day, I get the pleasure of sitting down with a gentleman by the name of Reginald Bowens. He is the founder and director of A Cappella Camp, a summer youth camp for music that is empowering young people to use their voice. And I am looking forward to spending some time with him today and learning how he is pouring into this younger generation in the area of music. But first and foremost, as I always do, sir, I take a quick moment to pause, say thank you to you for making time for me today. Time is a gift. Once we give it, we cannot get it back. So I truly appreciate you setting aside this time in your day to sit down and chat with me. And with that, sir, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. Glad to be.
Awesome. Well, you do this wonderful thing with music, and I am always fascinated when I run into individuals like you because God did not give me that gift. So I'm just so in awe and enamored. But before we get talking about A Cappella Camp, I want to talk about you personally. When did music, singing enter into your life?
Oh gosh. So I started singing according to my mom since I was three.
Okay.
The age of three. Both of my parents are musicians and sing, and always sung in the church, so I was around it, and naturally I gravitated to that and said I want to sing in the choir, and the rest is history.
Okay, so both mom and dad. So maybe that's my problem. My parents are not singers, so maybe it's something in the genes or something. I sound good in the shower. I sound like I need a record deal, but when I get out, the pets are like, "Oh my God, why is that? Why do you sound good in the shower, but you just sound terrible when you get out?"
The acoustics in the bathroom are more reverberant, and so
Okay,
I personally like singing in the shower as well, or just even just walking in the bathroom and singing
okay.
sounds better.
Okay, because I'm in there, I'm like, okay, babyface, somebody gonna sign me, and I'm like, oh, okay. Anyways, but let me move on. Let me move. So, a cappella camp, it is a summer camp, and I want to ask you because young people are very interesting creatures. So, what makes a young man such as yourself one day wake up and say, you know what, I'm just going to gather up a bunch of them and pour into them and their singing career. So, why did it get started?
So I guess there are a couple sides to the story. My first experience in contemporary, well, I won't say first, but one of my major experiences in contemporary a cappella was in 2011 when I had the privilege to be on a television show on NBC's The Sing Off, which was a competition show for a cappella groups across the globe. And I had just graduated from Howard University, so I participated with the group from Howard. And so I was exposed to this revised, a revolutionary genre of a cappella music, and I enjoyed it so much, made so many great friends, and came back to Cleveland after that, and realized that I wanted to contribute that back into this community where I grew up. Um,
Okay.
I had a lot of extracurricular summer activity enrichment experiences growing up from different places here in Cleveland, whether it was in jazz or in orchestra, not as much in choir, but I did have experiences and they helped shape me to be the musician that I am today. And I really wanted to afford those type of experiences to the youth that are around here.
Awesome, awesome. So you went to Howard. Before I move on, quick shout out to the HBCU. What would you say the benefits of going to a HBCU? How did it impact you
Oh,
personally?
I get started. To just be in an environment where you know you're valued. To be in that space and not question, I mean, not to say that people don't question do they belong,
Mhm.
but to look and see all the other people that look like advancing their lives. I don't take it back. I advocate for the undergraduate experience. I do think it's valuable to go to a different institution at some point and get
Mhm.
another perspective on life because everywhere is not HBCU land, although we like
Yeah.
to think it is. You know.
Awesome, awesome. So, acapella camp, it is a week-long program. Explain what the learning experience is like for the young people. What do they get when they get there?
Sure. So, A Cappella Camp, established it in 2013, and in particular, this summer we are focusing on entrepreneurship in the arts, in addition to the performance side of music.
Okay.
Um, there are some classes that we're debuting, like financial management, building your brand. I'm teaching an entrepreneurial thinking course where we'll
Okay.
also talk about intellectual property and copyright law and registration. And then
Okay.
we have additional classes in performance and improvisation, in music theory, jazz theory, arranging, sight singing, little recording session experience. It's we try to make it a well-rounded program, but the area genres we focus on are pop, jazz, and gospel music.
Pop, jazz, and gospel. Okay. So what is the application process like for the young people? Do they have to like submit some sort of audition or anything like, what do they have to do?
So the only thing we do is a placement audition, but we welcome all teenagers from ages 12 through 19. If they have a desire to sing, a true desire to sing, we'll figure out where to place them. You know,
Okay.
we've had some singers who may feel like they don't match pitch as well, but they're rhythmically savvy, and so maybe they'll get into beatboxing. So
Hmm.
we encourage that tradition. We've had the privilege of working with some great beatboxers in the a cappella community, and they we want, if you want to be there, we want you to be there, and we'll figure out,
Awesome.
how to get you involved, even if it's as an assistant, stage hands for a concert, learning some of those admin skills as well.
Okay. About how large is it? How many kids attend every year?
I think our average over the years, see, our largest was 36 and our smallest was 10. So we've had a wide range. It's definitely been a range of
And you walk away with your brain cells intact every year, huh?
every year. And I keep doing it over and over again, and I'm very grateful for the experience to connect with the youth and connect with their families and just really build those relationships.
Now, you mentioned a couple of components of the camp that I think are very important because a lot of times we default when we think music, we think of a person standing on a stage with a mic in their hand. But when we're talking to young people and trying to impart in them the variety of career opportunities that music has, what options do they have?
Oh gosh, so I taught a class about building your career in music, really, and it's for that same purpose you said, to introduce them to all the different areas of music, because it's not just about performing or making beats or teaching, but
Mhm.
you could into the administrative side where you are running your own summer camp, or you're running a festival, or you are a producer for the Grammys. There are so many aspects. The music business includes everything, in my opinion, that gets the artist to the stage. So
Okay.
that covers a lot of grounds. And I mean, we also need researchers and historians in music, to
Hmm.
figure what are the best, what's the best pedagogical approach to teaching a certain thing. So it's a wide variety of things, and we want them to know that they have these options and they're available to them.
Okay, great, great. You mentioned earlier pitch for a person like you, like a vocal coach, a vocal instructor. Um, what is it that you're looking for, listening for, and you say even if it's uh untrained or it's very raw, what are you looking for? Say, that one, I think that's the one. That one has it.
Yeah, so I guess it kind of depends, because some of them may just be the background singers or in the ensemble, and that's a valuable part too. But then we are looking for soloists for certain songs, and we are we like to pick songs that work for the student naturally, but
Okay.
also something that we can, because it's a short time, it's a week long. So we don't have a 16-week course where we can really develop your vocal
Okay.
technique. So I'm the type of person, I pick what I know that's going to be easiest for you in the short amount of time that we have.
So why is it a cappella? I mean, that seems so hard. I mean, I'm not in it, but it just seems more challenging to me.
It definitely has its challenges in comparison to accompanied singing. So a cappella obviously also helps with your musicianship in that capacity. Being able to match pitch. A cappella is a it's a contemporary. It's not new. A cappella
Mhm.
for as long as we can remember. But this contemporary a cappella genre, it really kind of got revived with the whole coming out of the sing off and what's the other Pitch Perfect, the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, okay.
Things really made acapella just become a ooh, what's this new thing? It's like it's not new, y'all. It's just
No.
we just kind of brought it back and put some light on it. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
but
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the sing off experience really was my that's what propelled me to focus on acapella music for the summer program.
And I saw that you bring some very phenomenal guests to the children, and you're talking about a cappella. One of my favorite groups, and I saw it on the website, was Take Six, and I was like, "Oh, that's my papers there." I said, "But so the kids get to see some interact with some very phenomenal artists in their time there at the camp, right?"
Yeah, so because of the experiences I've had, whether on the sing off and or in other professional situations, I've been able to really dig into that network and those friendships I've established, and they love contributing. And we've had many of those artists on Zoom or on FaceTime.
Okay.
For Take Six, we had two of the founding members, Alvin Chia, who's the bass singer.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
And then Cedric Dent, who was he was one of the key arrangers of the group, and we also have members of Pentatonics. The whole group actually did a Zoom session with us and talked a little about their career. They were, I think, getting ready to go to a rehearsal when they logged in to talk to us.
Wow.
Those artists, as well as Kim Nazarian from the New York Voices, Jeffrey Golden from Sunday Best, and a couple other professionals from the acapella industry from a group in Nashville. I think it's Street Corner Symphony. Yeah, Armand Hutton is in that group. A member from Impact, which is, I believe, a California-based group.
Mm-hmm.
An instructor from there, Jamal McCoy. We had a member of Resound. There was a gospel trio a few years ago. We had one of those members. So just we try to expose them to all these different ways of being connected with not only a cappella music, but music in
Yeah.
general.
Kids are getting an awesome experience. That's amazing. I'm gonna have to pretend like I'm, what is the age range?
Ages 12 through 19.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe 18. I'm gonna have to pretend like I'm 18 and sneak in and see. That's an amazing, amazing experience. So you've been at this for 11 years now. Have any of your attendees, are they off in college now or doing something that we need to?
Yeah, we there's a wide range of things that I've been learning. Some of them have gone on to be educators in music or other fields, uh, entrepreneurs. I know someone has a shirt designing company. We have hairstylists, musicians who tour with artists and playing for who do you play for? Marvin Winans and
Okay.
a couple different artists, Leandra Johnson, I think Kiki Shear. Just some different opportunities I know some of the campers have had. One, I believe, is in a PhD program still in music or in education. And then a couple of them, one, we're actually bringing back a former camper this year as a teacher.
Okay.
I'm
Full
very
circle.
circle moment. Taylor Young, she did her undergraduate work at Central State University, an HBCU in Ohio, and then her master's at Howard University. And so she's been a phenomenal musician for as long as I've known her with perfect pitch and had a really good foundation even in Cleveland Heights where she went to high school. So I'm
So
glad
she
to.
went to Howard because her director kind of put that buzz in her ear.
No, we advocate for the Howard experience. Absolutely. We've been to have a lot of Howard alums on our team. And I think she was interested in going undergrad, but it worked out so that she could go for grad school. I think she was a graduate teaching assistant and, not having to pay that tuition bill. So,
That's okay. Well, let me ask you this, especially because you have your background, you said you started at 3. Could you speak to the parents? Because today's world, young people are exposed to information real fast. Social media, you get a video in a minute and 30 seconds. And then you mentioned some of the reality TV shows, like there's America Got Talent, that gives them messaging that you can go from nothing to celebrity in 6 weeks, and that's not the reality. When you have a craft, you have to be dedicated to it, you have to be disciplined. So speak to the parents who might have a child and they see they have a gift, but you have to imploring to them like, you have to be disciplined about this. This is going to take time. What would you say to that parent that's trying to kind of hone that craft in their child?
I would definitely, if I know the child, I would talk about the potential I see, but then and also just share my life experience. I'm from the inner city school district,
Hmm.
and my parents took advantage of all the opportunities that were afforded, whether it was traveling to a camp in another state or being a part of a local orchestra on the weekend or a jazz band, and just meeting a bunch of different people.
Awesome.
I think that taught me the value of networking and building relationships. And I think it's important to communicate to young students that life is really about building relationships.
Right.
So there's so many talented people, but if
Hmm.
nobody knows you, then you just be another unknown talented person.
Hmm.
You have to get out of that comfort zone. And yes, it is uncomfortable. That's the reality. I don't like talking in front of people. And I'm a university professor. I have to do it all the time. But it's not my favorite thing to do. But you have to learn how to have conversations with people
Yes.
and avoid, I'm trying to catch myself, avoid saying, all the time. Say what you mean. It's something that I still struggle with.
Yeah.
So,
We're
yes.
always evolving. We're always evolving. And now you mentioned that you grew up in the inner city, but you've traveled out of the city to go to college, and you've had multiple experiences. And sometimes I find this conversation very challenging with us. Like, you got to get out. You got to get out the area. You got to get out the area. For you, what were the benefits of getting out of your city and your town? How did it help you grow?
Again, just seeing another way of life,
Hmm.
meeting people from all over the world. I went to Howard in DC. I'm from Cleveland. That's 360 miles away from home. So my family was not there. It was me and God. He directed me to a family of friends there. You create a bond with people where you go. But
Hmm.
it grew me up. It really did. I had a couple, I think about 3 months where I didn't have my own place to live, but I had to figure it out.
Hmm.
I didn't tell my parents because my mom would have been worrying. But in
My
the
baby ain't got no place.
I never had to sleep without a roof over my head,
There you go.
But because of the relationships I had with friends, they said, sure, you can sleep on my bedroom floor.
There you go.
And it wasn't just one person. I had several friends and they weren't
Awesome.
going to charge me, you know, weren't going to try to make any passes at me. It was just
Awesome.
you can sleep on my floor. So it grew me up to get away and from that comfort zone of being at home. And it also tested my faith. You
Hmm.
that my parents instilled in me, were those really am I grounded, and I think it's a great thing to get away, at least for your undergrad experience. And everyone, I understand, might not be mature enough, but everyone needs to get away and have some experience.
It's a beautiful life experience. It is. I mean, you can't put a price tag on that growth that you experience going on. Getting away from mom and daddy's house and seeing the world. You can't do it.
Absolutely.
So what next? What do you see going forward for our Cappella Camp? What can we expect from as we grow and grow and grow? What are we adding on? Do you
Yeah, so I'm looking at some different things. I might just apply for a grant to hopefully bring back the adult program I debuted in
also
2000.
you could teach me to sing,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh God, you have met. If you could do that, God is truly put anointing on you. If you can teach me to sing.
We during the pandemic time, there I had an adult program, a
Okay.
Camp 2.0, and we met online for I think 5 weeks, one day a week, and I think there might have been 2, 3, or 4 hour sessions. I don't remember, but we had students as far as Virginia and even Germany. And so that was really great, just to even be in
Awesome.
those other communities. And even with the teen program, now we have students coming in from Virginia or from New York or from Indiana, from these different places.
Oh, so it's not just for kids in the Ohio area then.
Correct, correct. It's open to because we're housed in a university dorm. We're at Baldwin Wallace University, which they have a really prestigious conservatory there. So we get to
Mhm.
have our classes in those facilities. But the campers stay in supervised dorms, and it's a wonderful experience, even to have those non-musical experiences. Although I guess open mic is still musical, but we open mic. We did ice cream social. We watched a movie together. We played kickball, played basketball.
Okay.
It's
It's a
about
well-rounded.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So my memories of summer camp, we got to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and make our beds and get on the way, or what? How does this go?
Wake up is 7 a.m. You know, now some of them opt to take a shower the evening before so they can stay a little longer, and we're okay with that. But everyone goes to breakfast together at 8 a.m. And so
Okay.
we have breakfast over there. The staff might grab a table and have their own individual meetings and let the students bond by themselves. Then we all walk over to have our first classes at 9 a.m. We do have a day this year, this coming week, where we have to be up at 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they
Oh, poor children gonna be like,
it's real world.
Mr. Bowens, we didn't sign up for this.
It's real world exposure. I was just talking to a buddy of mine who also was on the sing off the year before me about those, I'll just call it ridiculous hours, but they
Mhm.
are the truth sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember waking up at 7 a.m. for one of our tapings. The ladies had to wake up at 6 a.m. because they had to do all their makeup stuff. We didn't leave the TV station until I think 1 or 2 in the morning. So we were 20 hours going and going and going.
Yeah.
That's just the reality. It's not every day.
Hmm.
Reality that some performance days are more demanding than others, and you have to pull your weight and show up like everything is okay.
Yeah. I think that's the part that I wish young people would see, because everybody's, I'm in LA, so oh, what, come and be a star, and I'm like, well, you need to see all of this behind it. It's not really that glamorous. It is draining, so I think they need that exposure so they can see, like, do I really want to do,
Yeah,
do that?
that's true. It's not for everybody.
It's not. We're talking 20 hour days sometimes, like you said, and get up and do it again the next day. And but bless you those who hold on to who do that. Now, A Cappella Camp, I saw that it closes out with a showcase. Is that open for everybody?
It is. It's free and open to the public on Friday, July 26th at 6 p.m. in Gamble Auditorium at Baldwin Wallace University.
Okay. Now, one of the things I saw, and you sent me over as we were preparing for today's video, was a interview. Was a video. Was that during COVID? Because it was like a bunch of different.
Oh, yeah, that was a COVID recording. So
Oh,
with their phones and things of that nature.
how do
Yeah.
you put all? Because I've seen those before. Is it hard to put those together after everybody's done their part?
A lot of people say that they're hard. I personally think it's not hard. It's just tedious.
Mm,
I started to develop a liking for editing vocals and things of that nature. So I love editing vocals. I hired out for the video part. I had another person do that because he's just so creative and good.
mhm, mm.
It takes me a little more time because that's not my experience. But I don't think it's that hard. The hardest part is everyone else following instructions. You know,
Ah,
specific instructions. You want the camera to be horizontal. You want them to have good lighting. You want them to start with the track. You want them to clap at the start. There are all these different things that they just don't follow the instructions, or they're in a room where the smoke detector battery is low. And so you hear a beep every now and then, So
mm.
a number of things that make it challenging, but once the recording comes together, it's like, wow, we did that on Zoom.
Okay, okay. So if the young people want to go and take one of Mr. Bowen's classes, what do we have to sign up for? What is?
So we are still accepting registrations. We begin camp on this Sunday, July 21st, and
Mhm.
go to our website directly, theacappellacamp.com, TheAcappella camp.com. and register there. And for any other things that I'm doing as far as teaching and whatnot, you can visit my website, reggiebowens.com, and I try to keep it updated with all the dates and things of that nature. So, yes.
Okay, okay, I love it. I love it. Like I said, I am so impressed with anybody that can sing. I tell you, God gave me some talents, but that is definitely, definitely not one of them. So, um, this is only will be the summer. So I'm just trying to speak some stuff into existence here. You know, that's what aunties do. Okay, that's what aunties do. So, any thoughts of like maybe making it a winter camp as well down the line?
I thought of those things, and I actually took a class a couple years ago called Entrepreneurial Thinking, and I developed a project that would focus on after-school programming. So there are all kinds of ideas going on. It's about the two biggest things are recruitment and funding, and
Yeah.
so just trying to figure out those two pieces, which I'll be able to focus more on once I graduate. I graduate very soon from school. I have 2 weeks of classes left. Then I'll be able to focus on the things that Reggie wants to focus on.
Okay, okay. In the Cleveland area, in the public school system, have arts been pulled back from the curriculum as much or?
Some. I think there's some areas of the arts that have. I know, in
Okay.
particular, my old high school. I was made aware that they no longer have a jazz choir. So it's for whatever reasons, I
Mhm.
don't know those details, but that's just one school. And this is an art school, but then I've heard of other schools where you know, they encourage STEM over the arts.
Mhm.
But a lot of people don't realize the research that supports the arts being
Yes.
sort of way to increase the productivity and performance in STEM subjects too. So I don't think we should have one and not the other, but I think they work hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, because when you're trying to nurture and develop young people, there's so many, you know, this one is good in this skill set and this one is good in this skill set and STEM is not for everybody, just like, we went to college, but trade school is for some people. So we have to give them options so that they can be their best self. So, when I hear that art programs are pulled back, I'm always a little bit concerned.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely concerning, and I do think that there are some even some socio emotional things that you develop as a result of being a part of these arts programs and working with different people and collaborating, and so there. Hopefully, things will be on the up and up soon.
If at the least we can get some grant funding so we can have some more programs like what you're producing. So um, let me ask you my random question, and then I will ask you to give us the websites one more time. Oh, so do people have the opportunity to sponsor a child if they want to?
Yes, we've had sponsorship over the past. Actually, someone just sponsored two students this week from a church. We do get some churches to students that they will pay for, or they'll just send a donation and say you assign it to who you believe should get it. And so we've had those relationships over the years, and they've been very, very helpful in keeping us, sustained.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, let me ask you my random question.
And it's not too late
Let's see.
to sponsor.
Okay, never too late for some money. Never too late for some money.
Never.
Okay, let's see what we got here. If you could pick one celebrity to have lunch or dinner with, who would it be?
Oh gosh. That's really hard. I think, and this might be a surprise to a lot of my friends, that celebrity would probably be Quincy Jones. I've met him one time, but it was a book signing, and so it wasn't a
Mm.
real, you know.
Yeah, just a moment to pick his brain and stuff like that.
Talk
That's
about,
some history there. That's some history there.
yeah, I would appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, sir, give us the websites one more time and give us the address for those who want to maybe participate in the final camp showcase.
Sure. So, A Cappella Camp's finale showcase will take place this Friday, July 26th at Gamble Auditorium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, which is located at 49 Seminary Street in Berea, Ohio.
Mhm.
To find out more information about A Cappella Camp, please visit our website at theacappellacamp.com. That's TheAcappella camp at gmail.com. And if you want to follow more about what I'm doing in my life, ReggieBowens.com. ReggieBowens.com.
Awesome. Yeah, because not only are you soon to be a graduate, but I saw you put out some own music yourself, right?
I did. I put out my debut single back in December, and I'm working on finishing an EP.
Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. Them choir days, 3-year-old choir days are paying off.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mama proud. Mama proud. All righty, dear. Well, I thank you. I mean, just anybody who takes the time with our young people, it's just so valuable. Sometimes they just need somebody to say, hey, I support you, I believe in you, I'm going to help you get along your way. So anybody who is reaching back and giving to our young people, I just from little old me, just thank you for the work that you do. And the whole crew, because I know it's not just you and the whole crew. And it'll be interesting to see 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, the young people that, well, they won't be young people. Somebody said, you know what, if it hadn't been for Mr. Bowens, I wouldn't be where I am today. So just kudos to you, and I appreciate you so much for what you do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. That is all for this week's episode of The Male Perspective. I'm your host, Lana Reid, and I will see everybody next time.